Realm and Reason, the same Realm and Reason that makes the amazing crystal jewelry, she also makes a small amount of these like gold brass type earrings, and I love them. Good morning, Stacy. All right, so happy Wednesday, everybody. We're gonna get rolling. It is the 6th day of January. January's already felt like kind of weird, right? It's felt like a long time in a weird way. The more that I don't know if you guys are feeling this, but I'm feeling it very strongly. The more that we move into this year, it hasn't even been a full calendar week, but the more that we move into this year, the less and less I'm able to connect myself to any type of linear time, which is fine, except it is really disorienting. And this kind of ties into the dream stuff as well. But let's talk a little bit about the mechanics of dealing with nonlinear time. So technically, we've always been dealing with nonlinear time. We just didn't perceive it as such. But our brains at this time are very much programmed for linear time. So as it disintegrates slowly or rapidly, it leaves you with that kind of weird vertigo sense and a lot of deja vu feeling. So if you've been feeling extra deja vu-y, like, ooh, have I been here before? Or did this already happen? Or what is this? It's my understanding that deja vu is actually a product of nonlinear time and us recognizing that or us feeling that. So if you've been feeling it more than usual, it seems like you're right on track with the weirdness that is 2021. But it's cool weirdness, isn't it? I mean, what's more fun than like living this at this time, even if it is disorienting. So talking about that, right? This concept of nonlinear time, that then means that everything is happening simultaneously, continuously, and over, right? Brain explosions. The way that I explain this to people at this time is that right now, the way that you can think of it is that, yes, there are like many of yourselves in all different space and time doing the things. There are, alternate realities, different timelines that you've chosen, different, past things happening in the present, all of that, sure. But at this present time, your focused energy is in this timeline right now. This is where most of your consciousness has decided to land itself. Does that make sense? And when I say something like this, please do that thing where you take what resonates and you just let go of what doesn't. Because this kind of stuff is very much subject to change at all times. I'm aware of that, and I want you to be aware of that. Because as we upgrade our understanding of the universe that we actually live in, we can't possibly upgrade to new understandings if we cling tenaciously to old concepts that may or may not be relevant anymore. So at this time, to me, explaining to you today, this feels very relevant to think of it in that way, that we are kind of dropped in to this point in time with most of our consciousness, and that is why we are in this now moment, okay? So with that in mind, what the hell is going on with your dreams, right? So have you been seeing people that are from your past in your dreams? Have you been reliving or entering experiences with energies that you have long ago stopped being around? Have you felt that when you are in a dream with another person or people, a different feeling that kind of makes you feel like it's really happening? Like, sometimes you're in a dream and it is very clear that some elements in that dream are clearly elements that kind of pass through your subconscious during your day. Maybe there's like themes from a movie you saw, or objects or scenery, or like whatever it is. You can kind of tell that your dreams are being kind of pulled in through that. But now it's feeling like, where the hell did that come from? Why is this coming up? And whoa, right? Well, let me tell you a little story. In my dreams, in the past couple months, right? Well, this has actually been happening to me for a while, but this is how it happens for me, so maybe this can kind of help you. Everyone's different. There are certain people who I have a deep connection with in waking life, right? That I don't see in my pedestrian dreams, like in my regular, like just processing the day type dreams. When they show up in my dreams, I am acutely aware that they are in my dream. We are meeting in astral's plane space and we are communicating with each other. And this has happened with one particular person so many times, even during expanses of time when we weren't actually physically speaking to each other like at all or in contact, that I know that when I see this person in my dreams, something's happening. They either need my help or they're reaching out to connect or whatever it is, because we are actually communicating in astral plane space, okay? You guys are doing this too. So what does that mean for you? It means that old things, different disagreements that you may have had with various souls during your lifetime or other lifetimes, but most specifically this lifetime, are coming up for you to resolve in the astral plane. I want to really, really push on that, because that does not mean that if a person shows up in your dream and you have a kind of reconciliation energy within that dream, that you should then go contact that person in waking life. Because a person who is in the astral plane is in contact with their highest self, okay? Much of the time, they are not burdened by the trappings of whatever their current human life has applied to them. So they are coming at you from a very pure, heart-centered space with the ability to connect and create these resolutions on a soul level, okay? That does not mean every time that will translate to a person-to-person human dimensional level here on this earth. So just be aware of that, because that can get not so good. But use your intuition, use your feelings, like trust yourself, but just be smart. But I've had people ask me, especially over the past few days, how do I tap in to that resolution mindset? Can I control this interaction? Can I go into dream space with the intent to mend rifts or understand each other better or whatever it is? And the answer is 100% yes. However, you have to let go of your third dimensional construct of controlling the situation. You cannot go into dream state with that energy and expect everything to work out the way that you want. It's the same thing with manifesting. It's like, okay, if you're going to manifest to like the nth detail and tell the universe exactly how you need it to go, chances are you're not going to get that very soon, because you're putting so many restrictions on yourself and you're blocking that flow of energy. Same thing in dream state. If there is a person who's on your mind and you're like, I would really like to reconcile this in the astral plane, you can absolutely set that up for yourself. But it's more about creating a container and then allowing whatever needs to happen within that container to play out and staying in your heart space. So if you've been seeing somebody, like 3 nights in a row, and maybe this person, you are hesitant to interact with them in that dream space, you don't really know what to say, and they don't really interact with you. You can, since you know this is a thing, set that intention before you go to sleep that you would like to connect with this person in the highest vibration of love, and to allow for whatever karmic unfolding, connection, release, whatever needs to happen. You want to create that energy for that to be able to happen. Go in with that mindset that I want to open it up to whatever needs to flow through, and I'm going to leave my ego. on my pillow when I go travel and through astral space, right? So try that out and see how that works for things like that or anything that you want to resolve in dream time. Your dream time is your playground to try things out before you have to actually use your physical body to try them out. Your dream space will inform you on the different metaphysical gifts that you have, the ways you can use them, how to tap into your own intuition, and all kinds of other things. We're moving into the space now where it's not far away from our reality that we will be doing all of these weird magical things on a daily basis, that we will be able to connect with each other through our minds, that we will be able to move objects with our energy. We already do this to a certain extent. The only thing preventing us from really seeing that everywhere is our belief systems that say that that's not possible, or that that's just a fantasy, or you can only do that in dreams, or whatever we decide, to believe inside of ourselves. So with that being the case, use your dreams to expand yourself. Use your dreams to reach out and spread love to different parts of your life that need that love. Allow yourself to reconcile in the astral plane and let that be enough. Allow yourself to let go of all the things that make you feel really heavy. We can't change people. We can love them, but we have to love ourselves first. If you love yourself first, you will automatically create loving boundaries that allow others to love you and allows you to love them. It's this beautiful thing that happens when you put yourself first. So that's where you need to have most of your energy at this time so that you can move forward in that heart space. But anything you do, anything you're up to these days, if you are questioning anything, just take a moment and ask yourself, is this coming from here? Is this how I feel? Is this what I believe? Or am I thinking about this too much? Am I allowing my previous perception of this person, of this situation, my projections of what other people will think about it, or even my egoic need to control the outcome of things so that I feel safe? Are you doing that? Right? Because that's really, the ego gets a bad rap because we like to blame it for all of the things that we don't think are nice. But why do you think it's there, right? It's there as a means of self-protection, and it is a mechanism. It is not self-intelligent. We have to direct it. The issue has been letting our ego run around like it has its own brain. It certainly doesn't. So moving into your heart space will take care of all of the things organically. Checking your ego does not mean telling yourself that you can't love yourself or do things for yourself or think highly of yourself or any of those things. Checking your ego means that you're simply coming from heart space and you're not letting a mechanism that is built for self-protection to run your show. Because ego will 10 times out of 10 choose what it believes to be the safest route for you, which means something you've already done, things you already know. Notice that ego can't go beyond the things that you haven't experienced. And that means does not have a big imagination. So, I see some things here. Lisa had a dream that she couldn't speak and she had some 5th chakra work done yesterday with singing bowls and craniosacral. Ooh, that sounds so good. It's been so long since I've had some sound healing and therapy. I cannot wait for next month when we have Jennifer come in for sound healing session. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say about the dreams. I hope that's helpful. If you have dream questions, please post them in the Restoration Facebook group so we can all look at them and get into that, because the dreams are going to get more and more interesting and we're all getting downloads and unique pieces of information that bringing together, we get a more full picture of the puzzle. So I'm going to shift gears really quick on you and talk to you about yesterday and the post that I made where I showed a picture of myself looking really sexy and was like, do you think I look fat? Remember that one? Okay, listen guys, this is really, really important because that post just kind of made everything so clear. So I took that picture because I had to take a bunch of pictures for my things to make things more updated yesterday. And I almost deleted it because I'm like, oh, my belly's showing. I didn't have like a whole lot of thought about it. I'm like, I don't take pictures where my belly shows. But then I was like, wait a second, that's actually a really nice picture. I think I look good. And I looked at my belly and I said, that doesn't bother me. I'm not triggered by that. I don't think it detracts from anything here. When that happened to me, it was this aha moment that made all of the things I've been pulling together for you guys for this Your Body is Not a Machine program just kind of click on another level, because it showed me the level of healing that I've finally gotten to, which is on a daily basis. So I felt like that yesterday. It doesn't guarantee I'm going to feel like that tomorrow or in a few hours, but just having been able to be in that energy for 5 seconds of my life felt like a huge victory for me. When I posted that picture, I got a slew of comments and thank you saying, you're so beautiful. How could anyone say that to you? You look great. You look great. And I will tell you what I noticed about that. That's what I would say too to somebody else, right? We allow so much more leeway and such a larger container for beauty for those around us than we do for ourselves. I saw plenty of people commenting saying they didn't even notice my stomach, but if it had been them who had taken the picture, they couldn't possibly have posted it because they would have been very critical about their stomach. Why is it okay for me, but not okay for you? We create such amazing rules for ourselves, such standards for critique that we don't apply across the board. They're just for ourselves. It's like some sort of self-punishment, right? It's okay for another person. We think, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so this, you're so that. Go, you're doing great, but that does not apply to me. How do we get to that point where you stop that, right? Where you allow yourself to have one loving, heart-based standard for visual, and you allow that to be yours as well. When do we stop judging ourselves based off of a societal, very not like a very young societal standard of what beauty actually is? It's so new that it's still so sharp. Does that make sense? The standard for beauty that we're currently under is so new that it hasn't had time to soften into anything that feels even remotely organic. We are sexualizing and idolizing the human form when it has barely any meat on its bones, right? We're idealizing a form where not that long ago, it was not looked upon as sexy because it meant you didn't have food. You didn't have access to enough food to nourish your body so that you didn't die from starvation. Right? And in a world where the distribution of resources is so grossly unequal, how messed up is it that some of us are sitting here trying to figure out how to deprive ourselves in exactly the right way so that we look exactly the right kind of emaciated when there are people literally who cannot even eat enough to create bulk on their bones so they don't feel so cold, so their internal organs actually work. We're a mess with this. But that doesn't mean you have to create this thing in your head where you take every single element into account in every moment. You have to focus on one thing at a time. And in doing so, it trickles out and begins to help you heal these things, okay? So that was really illuminating for me to post that because I felt really good about my own growth here, but I also saw how, like 2 seconds ago, where I was with that and the double standard that we all seem to hold for each other and ourselves. So I'm really excited to kind of dig into this with you guys. I'm really excited to dig in this with you guys. We start on Sunday. There's a few spots left if you want to join us. Your Body is Not a Machine. And secret special thing that you guys will know since you're listening to me, I'm not posting it, but I still have that coupon going. So you can get $100 off of this 6-week immersive course if you use code MYBODY. Okay? So you click on the link, My Body, and it starts on Sunday. You don't have to be live with us. Everything's recorded and sent to you, but I hope that you will be. So I'm really excited to dive into this. I think we're going to have some amazing conversations about it, and that feels good. So that's it for me today. Sending you guys lots of love. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. Keep track of your dreams. Stay in your heart space, and I will see you on Friday. Friday for restoration members. We also have Petra Taggart coming in, the astrologist, to give us a exclusive masterclass on 2021 astrology and energy. So I can't wait for that. See some of you there. I love you. Have an amazing Wednesday. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, please share. Mwah! No, we're doing that thing again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.